by watching some windy videos and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
by flying so much RC that I think I can make one. And if it works, I will. I'll post it on Stunthangar or whatever and show people how. You know, because it'd be easier in a small car to be able to take the wing and put it in the car without being hooked to the airplane.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
As of right now, though, the Vector 40, the new one, is a classic construction. It's not take apart, right?
Right.
And it's either, but it is adaptable to switch it between a glow and an electric in the same airframe.
No, not this one.
No.
The one. Are you on the Pampa? You get on Facebook?
I do, yeah.
There's the new Pampa channel there or whatever deal, and there's all kinds of pictures that Chris Rudd has done on this new take apart system.
Oh, okay. I have to check it out. 2000.
Who's doing?
Okay.
I was out there for 13 years.
I've been here most of my life.
Yeah.
I came here in '61.
Oh. I moved out in '87, and I left in 2000.
Okay.
I left the homestead for a while. I left for like a total of about 20 years, but I'm right back where I originated from.
Yeah, but you wanted to see the world.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, you guys, I have a question for all you guys.
Oh, sure.
A friend of mine gave me a Cardinal profile ARF.
Yeah.
And one of the lead outs pulled out.
Yeah.
So I was going to replace the lead outs, but it's a profile, it's already built.
Yeah.
Anybody had any experience changing the lead outs that way?
Yeah, when I got my profile, before I ever put it together, I changed out the lead outs just for that reason.
Yeah. I understand. I changed the lead outs in my other ARFs before, but they weren't put together.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to do a little surgery in the center planking to get at that L crank connection. And then, well, it is. That's right. And then,
Yeah, I just have some right here. I just pull them out of my drawer. Yeah.
Sometimes you can get the sheeting out right underneath the wing, just separate it from the fuselage and go right to the outboard side of the wing, just remove the sheeting all the way and then slide new sheeting in the gap between the ribs and the fuselage. And that way you can keep your sheeting intact. But, it is careful surgery.
I don't even know how this bell crank is installed. I don't know if it's suspended or if it's put on the floor.
I can't remember.
But my biggest concern is I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking wrapping the loop around the bell crank is out of the question. I won't have enough space to wrap it.
Well, I would say if you can, if there's again, depending how much surgery you want to do, is to take the bell crank out of there, pull it out slightly. Now you can hook up new lines, and then before you do that, attach like a fishing line out the other end so you can pull it back out.
Yeah, I just have one line right now. The other one's not connected. But
the other one's not connected.
Yeah.
Solder it.
Yeah, yeah. I do. I do.
I'd say solder the lead outs on the bell crank.
Hey, has anyone ever done the drop the X-Acto knife dance?
What, Tom?
I said, has anyone ever dropped the X-Acto knife on the floor?
Oh yeah.
And you have sandals on.
Ah, yeah. That happened
You
to
guys do
me
a
one
dance,
time.
don't you?
Fix that.
I got that dance mastered.
Yeah. Well, you know what you need to do is,
What you mean?
you know those grippers for pencils? It's a triangular thing with a hole in it.
Yep, I remember
Yeah,
that.
pencils.
1992.
I slid those on to all my X-Acto knife holders, and so they can't roll on my desk. Now that'll work too. Yeah, you want to prevent it from rolling around anyways.
That keeps you awake. Keeps me awake. Watching it roll, it keeps me awake.
Yeah. Okay, that wake you up. No doubt about it. I saw a guy on Stunthanger and how he replaced the lead outs. I thought it was pretty ingenious. He actually put a screw through the hole, and he already had pre-wrapped the lines around a thimble. So he puts a screw through the belt crank, through the thimble, and then put a like a castellated nut so it can't come loose. So he actually attached it on top of the belt crank as opposed to threading the wire through it.
Kind of like a speed belt crank, like a button.
Yeah.
Like speed guys do.
Yeah. Well, this guy actually made like a standoff. I mean, he had a lathe and he made a real nice aluminum standoff that actually the thimble rested on. And of course, I can't make that. I don't have a lathe, but he had a real nice standoff that he actually tapped a thread on and through it, and the thimble just rested on that. So it was like a bushing. It was a great bushing surface. You had the aluminum, and then you had the brass thimble, and that's a great bearing surface combination.
What I recall about my Cardinal is that bell crank bolt that holds it in is not directly underneath the body on the center line. I think it's shifted towards the outside. The whole bell crank is on the first bay on the outboard side of that fuselage, because the push rod has to come out, on that first panel. So everything is, the way I know that is because I took an ARF wing from a Cardinal and I built a full fuselage body. And then I got surprised when I realized that bell crank the way the push rod came out wasn't going to run through the center of the body. So I had to go inside that wing and pull the bell crank platform and everything inboard enough so that everything would line up on the center line of the fuselage. Oh, I was not. I thought I was going to, because I have it all put together now, and it's called the Cardinal Evolution. It's basically the same, everything from the Cardinal ARF, except I built the fuselage, made a crutch, made a top block and a bottom block, and I didn't want to have a profile.
So the bell crank suspended on the Cardinal ARF?
Yeah, and so now it's inside, correctly positioned so that it's running the way you would build it for a full body construction.
Okay. Well, that might be easier for me to get at then. I might even be able to. We'll see. It's not my next project, but I just got the plane yesterday, and it'd be a neat. It'd probably be an upgrade from my other profile. I have a Tudor 2.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad profile, but I think the Cardinal
It's a much
profile
better flying plane, the Cardinal. Yeah. What engine do you put in it?
I haven't decided yet. I mean, I have a bunch of LA 46s. I have a Randy Smith and Super Tiger 51.
Yeah.
I
I
have
flew mine. I flew mine on a Brodak 40. It was wonderful. But I have a bunch of OS 46 LAs that Byron Barker did for me. And I have one in a Thunderbird. I got one of them in one of my Vectors, and I can't remember where the other one is.
Did you say you had? Did you say Byron Parker?
Barker, yeah.
I got an LA 46, a Hemi that he's done.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. I got three of them.
Man, that's a nice running 4.2.
I got three of those. I was very fortunate that before he passed, he did three of them for
I
me.
just picked it up off of this old fellow at the Nationals this year.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you run for fuel? I run 1022 fuel, and I run well, I was running the plugs from that guy in California that went out of business, the Thunderbolt plug.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm running.
Now I run the Glow Devil, the RC plug from a Glow Devil from Sonitronics.
I'm running an A3, an OS A3.
Yeah, but the Sonitronics RC plug is all I run, and I run it on 1022 fuel, and I run it on one of those gray Tiger, what do they call, from China that they can't find now, the 11 4.5.
The Tiger.
Yeah,
Thunder
the Thunder
Tiger.
Tiger 4.5, and 11 4.5.
Well, I tried 11 4.5 AP Thunder Tiger. I've got that same prop,
Yeah,
and my airplane was too light, so I went to 11.5, and boom, I got back all the tension and everything. Yep. So I can't go under 11.5 on the airplane that I have this engine on.
huh. Well, it's interesting how such a little change in pitch makes a difference, but it does.
Yeah, that's just I wouldn't believe it. Just a half a degree.
Half an inch. Yeah.
But like I said, I'd lose control on it every time I'd go on my tops,
Yeah.
top of the loop or overhead.
And then I got my mufflers from Scott Dininger out in Simi Valley. He made up the mufflers for me.
Yeah, Scott Dinger.
Yeah, he makes the most wonderful mufflers. You just got to be very patient because
Yeah,
by
he's
the
a really-
time he takes forever to do them,
Oh,
but he'll never let you down.
so just wondering if anybody's tried those 11.5s, the master air screw ones, the black master air screw.
I haven't tried those
Anybody?
yet.
Any good?
The master air screws won't run with an OS.
Did I see something on Stunthangar that somebody was trying to get back in touch with Thunder Tiger to make a run of those props again?
Yes, Ricky Bollinger from Stunthangar.
Yeah,
He's got about 250 of them.
he's got them coming.
He already has them. He's got 250 of them in his shop.
No kidding.
Did
Yep.
you sell them?
Yeah. He's been selling them all year.
LA 46, Rusty.
I'm talking about.
Oh, man, scoop me up 2 of them.
We're talking about the Thunder Tiger props, right?
Yes, the Thunder Tiger prop,
Yeah.
11 by
4.5.
4.5.
5. Yeah.
All you have to do is go to Stunthangar,
Yeah.
look up Rick Bollinger,
Okay.
and send him a message and ask him about it.
All right. Yeah. But I think
Thank
he did, the last posting I saw on that subject was that somebody, it was him maybe, talking to Thunder Tiger, and Thunder Tiger said if he wanted to make another run, he had to get, some large quantity of them, and he was
Oh,
afraid
yeah.
to put
The
some.
guy said that he would do it again for him,
Oh,
but he has to buy 1,000 of them now.
holy shit.
Yeah, he went and bought 500 off of him.
Wow.
And yeah, Now he said, yeah, if you want some more, you better buy 1,000 this time. I'm like,
Wow.
wow, what's the big deal? Why?
Yeah.
They're just trying to shake him down for some money, sounds like.
Oh yeah, they're just about everywhere you go, there's somebody shaking you down for some shit.
Didn't it also say something? Somebody was maybe going to make a carbon fiber replica of it.
Well, yeah, you could. I mean, you make a mold of it.
Well, somebody supposedly was talking about doing it. I wouldn't get in that business.
Well, I know Jeff Traxler is talking about making some molds,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it was anything to do with the Thunder Tiger.
Oh.
Right now, he's trying to do the best props that the big guys are using. The advanced and experts are using.
Yeah.
Nats.
Yeah.
All weird.
Yeah,
Well, that's out of my league, money wise and everything else.
I had good luck with the Zor. I think it was a 12.4 on or 12.5. I have it down in my garage on my LA 46,
Really, a 12-inch. Wow.
and that was really sweet.
On the Hurricane that I have,
Yeah.
I got a 46 on it.
Yeah.
Now it won't fly only, but with a 12.75 by 3.75 APT prop.
But you're running it. You're not running it in a 4.2 brake, are you?
Yes, I am.
Really, with
But
such a flat pitch?
The 4.2 brake I'm getting. See, this isn't. This engine has not been set up. This was an RC engine.
Oh.
Converted.
Okay.
Factory and a OS Max needle valve assembly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I did was I took I can't remember. I think it's off a 25 ABC engine.
Yeah.
This is the muffler.
Yeah.
And it's OS Max number 762.
Yeah.
It's got a 3/8 orifice out the center of the exit of the muffler.
Yeah.
Which I have a little more back pressure. Well, since it creates a little more heat in my engine, what I did was increase the castor oil.
Yeah.
And so I'm running 25%.
All right.
I get a really good 4.2 brake, and I get great engine runs every single time.
Yeah.
And it's just one flip.
Yeah.
And my engine starts, and I'm up in the air.
Yeah. Well, the castor oil is a big factor of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, the castor oil takes out a lot of the heat, but there's a byproduct of oil.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I still fly Fox 35s.
Oh God, it's just like.
And I fly it on. I know, and I fly it on 1029 pure caster. It's like super fuel, and it makes a mess for sure.
Yeah, I hate the mess. And my buddy, he's experimenting. He flew a plane at the Nats this year. He's got a road jet.
Yeah.
And it's all synthetic.
And
it's just only 5% castrol. I don't even. Yeah, I think it's 0.5% castrol. I can't remember. It's either 0.5 or 5, and it's all synthetic. You know what? There is nothing on his airplane.
Well, that's funny you should say that, because I have in the box, but I never put it on an airplane yet. But I've read other people have that Evo, the one from Hobby Horizon, the 36.
Yeah.
And I have one of those. And what I learned from it was that the people who run them, when they try to run the standard fuel that we run in the Super Tiger or we run in an OS, it runs for crap. So everybody didn't like it. But the engine was designed to run on that green fuel, Cool Power.
Yeah.
And if you put that Cool Power in it, all of a sudden it's a different engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Runs sweet as could be.
Yeah.
And I know a few guys had the 60 control line, and they loved it as soon as they put the green fuel in. If they try to run it on Power Master or any of that other stuff, it was just a pain in the ass. They switched over to the Cool Power, and it became a sweet engine. Now it's too bad that 60 is no longer available. That was a well-made.
I know where they got one.
Oh, it's just Tom was talking about the 762 muffler, and I was going to say, did you bore out your stinger on the 762, or is it standard size?
What is the orifice size of that 762? You got it?
It's only a quarter of an inch. It's tiny. It's 6 millimeter, which is like quarter of an inch.
Okay, I'm my bad, Dan. I don't touch it. I don't drill it out. It's quarter inch. I was probably looking at the outside. What's the outside measure?
Oh yeah, the outside would be it's 3/8. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's where I was wrong. But
yeah, I just thought.
but if you put that on a 46, and of course your exhaust your head temperature goes up because the smaller orifice got more back pressure.
Yeah, you got the back.
You put the castor oil in there, and then you dial that in, and you just go out and fly.
Yeah.
You know, this hurricane that I'm flying at 5.2 lap times.
Yeah, that's a profile, right?
Yeah, it's a
So there's
profile.
no, because one of the issues is, again, and it's part of this whole management of the temperature, is if you've got, like I have on my Thunderbird, I've got the cowl on there, and if the cowl isn't given enough flow to keep that head cool, it's going to overheat and run away. But but I have on my Vectors, I don't fly it with the cowl. I fly it with the engine out in the breeze. I don't care what it looks like, and it's a whole different experience when it gets the cooling.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I had
bet.
a lot of problems. I had problems with heat, and the different Fox engines that I've got, and trying to get them cool just meant going to a smaller and smaller prop and a larger and larger exhaust outlet. But it's just the noise versus heat. You can muffle them down, but then they get too hot. And I was just looking at the two LA46s here. The standard outlet's about 7 millimeter. The 762 outlet's 6 millimeter. But yeah, if I could drill it out to 7, it might be worth it a try just to cut the heat down a bit, because one's lined up to go on mine.
Another thing you could do, instead of drilling out the end, I do it on my Brodak mufflers, is I drill a bunch of little holes up closer to the exhaust port, up in the front of the cone, and I just take a little 1/8 inch drill, and I drill a row of holes around the cone, up on the front of the muffler, and that yeah. But the Brodak likes it when you give a little more, reduce the back pressure. The standard stock Brodak muffler chokes it down too far and it runs too hot, and then it runs away.
Yeah, that's the way how I got mine set up. So
everybody finds what works for them.
Yeah.
That's all.
I
found with my OSs that I like to put for an inlet filter, I take old pantyhose in an O-ring.
Right.
I put a few layers of pantyhose over it.
I've actually got the filter that are made for it.
Really?
Yeah. Because I used to use the pantyhose too.
Yeah.
I've got the original thing now. Well, we was here on Google Hangout a year ago, and Chris Ligotti, he said, "Oh yeah, I went to my hobby shop and got these things." And so he went to the hobby shop and bought all what he had and brought them to the Nats and then sold them to all of us guys.
What kind of filters? Were those Burans? Those?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I got a bunch of those still. I use.
Yeah. Brewline filters. Yeah.
Now they have filters that the RC car guys use. I saw. Will those work for filters?
Oh, I don't know why not. I mean, I don't know about the Venturi side.
But I don't see why I would change from a cheap piece of pantyhose and an O-ring. Gets the job done.
Yeah, that's true. Just keep your women and keep them coming and going.
That's all. No, I get it from my friend's wife.
Yeah, whoa. You're talking my kind of language now.
I got it from a friend's wife. And then at one of the contests, she was there, and somebody was complimenting me about how well my engine run was, and I said, because I get pantyhose from my buddy's wife, and they all rolled it on.
That went really well. That sounds really.
Yeah, she got a good laugh out of it. I mean, I know her well enough that I could give her the zinga.
I tell you what, stockings. Have you guys ever taken ladies' stockings and when you're finished, when you're painting your airplane and you're doctoring it up, making it look cool, you can take and put that stocking over your airplane wing and take your airbrush and just
Really?
barely just spray it on there and let it dry, and then take your stocking off, and you can see a little bit of that shadow of that design from that stocking.
Oh, really? How cool is
These are
that?
guys that use doilies.
Yeah,
You can lay doilies right on your wing and just take your airbrush and
yeah, that's cool.
yeah, I've seen some cool, sharp-looking airplanes
Yeah.
using that
Bootlegger
design.
does it.
So has anybody tried out that new paper that comes from the doctor's office that
This airplane that I'm working on right now,
Yeah.
that's all. It's all going to be done with that.
Yeah.
There.
I got like 100-something foot.
Yeah.
What's this? What am I missing out on?
Here it is.
It's
Yeah, look how big. I got 100 feet of this for $2.
can't beat it. When it first came out, I remember reading there's different weights that you could buy. Maybe you bought the too heavy one. You bought the wrong one. Could be.
Oh.
Is it?
What's the advantage of that over tissue? I don't know the differences. What's the advantage?
What's that?
That,
What's
Charles?
the advantage of the doctor paper over tissue?
If you can't get silk span anymore, if you know where to get Sig silk span, let us all know.
Yeah. Do you know why? Do you know how come silk span went to nothing?
No?
Because back in the early days, in the 40s all the way through the 70s, I think they changed the recipe in the mid 80s. Was tea bags.
Yeah, tea bags.
We used to
Right.
get all the silk span from the tea companies.
Right,
Well, they
right.
changed the damn bags, and yeah, we couldn't use it on our airplanes.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah. During the processing of the tea bags, there's a carcinogen that has been taken out. So now
That's
I've
right.
heard that the tissue is when you use it, it just tears. It
Oh.
yeah. I mean, it will tear right away, but supposedly it doesn't last very long.
Has anybody tried the tissue that Brodax sells, the silk span?
Yeah, I have some.
Yeah.
I got
It's fine, but man, I get. How much does it cost?
Well, that's right. So if you can buy a roll of this stuff, what the hell?
For $2.50, and I get 125 feet of it.
Yeah, go to town. That's it.
Woo! Let's see. I think it measures. I think it's an 18-inch or 21-inch. Yeah, it's 21-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You beat it.
this is an 18 ruler.
Yeah.
So it's 21 inches.
What is Gerald up to? Uh-oh.
Oh, I
Uh-oh.
saw that.
What happened?
I went to get something for us.
I
Yeah.
meant to go and get my
Help me that plane, Gerald. It's broke. I'll take it.
Oh, he's got all this.
This stuff here is Vilene. That's synthetic tissue. That's what the florist shop sell. It's like tissue. It's like salt span, similar weight, but it'll heat shrink too. And it's they use it. The florists use it for wrapping flowers.
Oh, is that
Really?
is the polyspan?
It's probably similar to polyspan from what I can gather, but I noticed my wife would come home with flowers and I'd think, oh, yeah, that stuff's neat, and I started using it on my models when the pieces were big enough. So
Really?
I just thought I've got to find a florist outlet that sells florist supplies, and they had it in all different colours and different types. This is a non-woven one, which is very much like tissue, but you can get a woven product as well.
Really?
And the woven is really good. It's actually, if you can find the woven one, it's a lot stronger. But as it is, it's hard to work. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty tough stuff, and but when you can shrink it with dope, and it'll tear more easily once
So
it's
it goes
shrunk.
on. It goes on wet like silk span.
Yeah, very much like salt span, but the water doesn't affect it. But you can actually dope it on and then iron it a bit, and you'll get some shrink out of it too.
Oh.
But yeah, it's amazing stuff because I tried it, and there are a lot of other people are doing it too. It's not unusual,
Yeah.
but maybe it's just on this forum. We
I
haven't
gotta go
discussed it, but-
find a friendly florist. Where do you live? I'll go to your florist.
Oh, I'm in New Zealand, so I'm probably not much
okay.
use.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, but the florist I went to is Ocean's Florist, and it's probably one of these big international companies anyway.
Have to
So,
check it out.
yeah, but
All right.
when you
I
look at
just noticed what time it is. I'm gonna say good night, guys.
okay,
All right,
I'll
all right,
see you.
Lyle.
All right. Talk to you another time. Good night.
Yep. Night.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, that'd be good.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, sometimes
it's really great.
I play in the background while I'm doing some work. You hear the parts I miss.
Yeah, well, I often miss the Friday night stream because it's Saturday here, and Saturday afternoon my wife's always got other ideas rather than me sitting down and joining in Stunthangar, so I often miss the Friday night stream. But,
That's a good
yeah, it's
format.
great to be able to rewatch it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if you got two HDMIs or two VGAs or an HMI and a Yep. Sounds about right to me.
Well, if you get bored in hospital, you can always run a show out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
It's nice to be.
Yeah, man, you're just too wild and crazy, making all kinds of noise, dude.
Yeah.
When people are having fun.
That was Charles. He's the one that's the problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
freaking Gerald.
Where have you been, Tom? How come you haven't been on?
Here he got going on.
Hey, hallelujah! I got a half of a wing ribs done tonight.
Very good.
Oh, that's good. Productive. So I was gluing up some mufflers, trying to quieten things down because I'm making too much noise out on the flying field.
Oh my. There's something wrong. Did something wrong.
Uh huh.
So,
The trailing edge, I fit the trailing edge on and it's perfect. What happened?
oh,
Yeah, that's what happens. It just sneaks up on you. Craftsmanship just shows up.
I tell you what, I love these little things right here, dude.
yeah.
I know what went wrong.
Are those Harbor Freight or what?
Yeah.
No, I got these for $3 a piece at Menards.
Okay.
I got one.
They're
Hey,
heavy.
I got one.
Oh, there we go.
Which one? Yeah. What's the length? What's the length right here?
Oh, well, mine's 6 inch. Yeah,
How long?
6. But,
Mine's 2.5.
yeah, that one's 6 on there, and probably about 3 inches
Yeah,
on
it
there.
weighs 5 ounces.
Wasn't there? Yeah, this one's made with aluminium as well, and for the price I paid, you wonder how they can make it and sell it for what it goes out for. But a lot of those tools are so cheap compared.
Now, my buddy dropped his. He dropped his on the floor, and this piece here is pressed into this piece. It's pressed in. It's not welded or anything. Yeah. So I have one of these too, which I have 2 more, which I make sure that these are perfectly square. So be careful with these.
Yeah, that one's been pinned.
I mean, I'd be. Yeah, look at his.
It's got
yours
been
pressed in
pinned.
there?
Yeah.
So yours is pinned, Gerald?
You can see how mine's pressed.
Yeah, pinned.
Oh, yours is pinned, Gerald, and Tom, yours is not pinned, huh?
Yeah. See,
Okay.
it's basically just pressed right on in there.
Right. That'll
Hey,
work.
I forgot to tell you guys another reason why I ain't been on, because I'm still adjusting, but I have smoked cigarettes for 38 straight years, and I'm on my 24th day without one cigarette.
Oh, very good, man. Congrats. That's not easy.
No, November
Good
10th,
guy.
my wife talked me into it, and I said, oh, it's a bunch of horse crap. But I went to a chiropractor office, and they stuck 3 needles in my ear, on each ear, and then they stuck a wire to each ear, and then they zapped me. And when he did 1 ear at a time, and he turned it on, and I'm laying there, and he goes, "You feel that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel a little something." And he goes, "Okay, tell me I got to get it as high as it'll go." And I say, "All right." It was fine. He went to turn the right one on, and he had it up too high. Man, I thought my freaking ear was going to fry off.
Wow.
He got it adjusted down. And I stayed like that in the room for, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Right.
With this electricity going through my ear.
Right.
And he comes in, and me and my wife, we left the office, and we got in our vehicle, and we're like, wow, that was different. I didn't want a cigarette. I drove.
You desire for a cigarette?
It's a 2-hour drive. We had to drive. And oh yeah,
His ear was still smoking.
Our last cigarette, boy, we was out there in the parking lot, and just trying to get, I was like double fisting. I wanted all kinds of things in me, I was just like, yeah, but it was weird. And then I got into my 14th day, and all of a sudden, all that feeling came back like I had to have a cigarette. I had to have one, or I was going to kill someone, or I was
Right.
going to do something. I was going to have a cigarette,
Right.
but I held out, and it just went away. The cravings, it hits me from time to time. It don't bother me. It don't bother me. But yeah, I'm really kind of excited about it because I'm smelling things that I've never smelt before.
Wow.
That's good.
You know,
And the food's tasting better.
I mean, I didn't all for years. I didn't think my shit stank.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
let me tell you, it does now. Let me tell you, I'm like, man, I've got Lysol, I got deodorant, I got all kinds of smelly stuff that I just can't get. Oh, everything smells bad. Ooh. So,
But castor
taste
still
buds
smells
are
good though,
coming
right?
back. Huh?
But castor still smells good, right? Castor oil. When a motor is burning, castor oil still smells good, right?
Oh, well, I don't know yet. I haven't ran one since I quit. November 10th was a magic number.
All right.
November
I'm sure it
10th.
smells
So
good.
today's December 4th. So 6 more days, it'll be 30 days for me.
That's really good, man. It's not easy.
No,
How
it's
did
not.
colonoscopy go?
Especially, when your vehicle and you're out in the middle of nowhere, out in a field, working on construction equipment, and you decide, well, I'm going to get ahead and I'll just change my oil while I'm waiting too, so I didn't have to do anything at home. Nope.
Man.
I was watching my jack, because when you jack up a vehicle, your jack will roll with it.
Right. Right.
And, I was watching it and I got interrupted while I was jacking, wasn't paying attention, and boom. I could have smoked the whole pack right then.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, I mean, I lost all my antifreeze. The Freon gas just went all over. I had smoke coming out from underneath the hood. Everyone was wondering, what in the hell going on?
Yeah, that's what I call a bad day.
Yeah, I'm lucky I had my hood open, because when it fell off the jack, it just pushed everything up. It would have dented my hood.
Wow.
So that's good anyway. At least I didn't damage that.
Where'd Jamie go?
Maybe he's done.
Yeah,
I saw his lips moving. Maybe he was telling us he's going to take off.
yeah, all the video screens moved.
Yeah, when he went, it moved. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, don't stay up too late. I'll stay on so you can get some rest for your surgery. Yeah. Right. Huge. So, Frank, what are you working on, Frank?
I'm working on a P-30 size free flight rubber band powered airplane.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Something different.
Now, is there a Nobler behind you in the back?
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's the one I was working on a few months back.
Good traditional modeling.
So why'd you stop working on a Nobler?
And my dad passed away, and I kind of lost interest.
Oh, wow.
When'd your dad pass away, Frank?
September 12th.
Huh?
September 12th.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I didn't hear you.
September 12th.
Oh, a couple months ago.
And I almost lost my mom on my birthday.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry, man.
She fell.
I lost my mama 2001.
Yeah.
And
Well-
my dad, he's starting to get pretty frail. He's 81 now. And yeah, we just had an incident with his truck. Had him up here for Thanksgiving. He was heading home, and it's a 45-minute drive. His truck died. Fuel pump. So that was fun, putting in a fuel pump. Gas tank that's 32-gallon tank.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah, I
gas?
know, because I told him, I said, hey, can you give me a ride to Iowa City to the veterans medical? Yeah, sure, but the only thing you need to do is just fill my tank up. And I was like, hey, no problem. $86.
Right.
I was like, boy, he just thought that was so funny. I thought it'd be like $40, you know what I mean? Fill his tank up. Nope. He's got the camper special truck.
He got you, didn't he? I'll
My
get
folks
back
are
on
all
it one of these days. I got to get a lost foam wing system from Bob Hunt for it. I warped the wing in the kit.
Oh, well, that's enough to discourage anybody.
Yeah, I was kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
Can you break the joints and redo it? Just break the joints where it's warped and have another go. Straightening
it's
it.
the sheeting that made it warp, and that's, I don't know. By the time I get it all done, cracked, it'll all be destroyed. So I just do another one.
Yeah, it might be better.
Lost foam will be straighter anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Foam's heavy, but I like foam wings just because of that thing. They don't change.
Well, it's
Nothing
not
more
foam.
disparaging.
It's
Yeah,
not
oh, yeah. I'm just saying I like the solid foam wings, or at least the foam core wings, just because of the way they hold their shape in time. Whereas I've had so many wings where they've just warped in time, just continues to shrink, and yeah, you really got to just do a new build.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never built a foam wing. Matter of fact, in addition to my friend giving me the Cardinal Art, he gave me some foam cores for a Prowler. It has a foam cord wing. It has a foam tail feathers. Stab and elevator also foam. It's like I think it's a flapless model, Gerald. Prowler.
Does it look like a bit like a combat model to look at?
No, I think it looks kind of like a name is on the tip of my tongue. That one that's designed by Mikey Pratt. I forgot what it's called. But it's a pretty good flapless. Not Pathfinder.
Be back in a minute.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's similar to the Primary Force. It's a good flying flapless stunt ship. It's a profile. Yeah. And the Primary Force is a really good flying plane. I've never flown one, but I've heard it's a really good flying flapless model.
Yeah, it's a good model.
What, Gerald?
Oh, I was just going to say, those flapless models are easier to repair, and they're quite good for the learning. My two boys are flying a 35 size foam model with no flaps, and yeah, I thought it would be big, but Mick said it's not much pull for a 35 size model. But Otto, the older boy, he seemed to cope quite well with it. He was having a few lips and hangovers on the weekend, and the 35 size wasn't too big for me. So yeah. If it's a flapless model, yeah, it'd be a good model for my wife as well, because she normally flies flapless models that are just easier to repair. We're going to have an accident, but nobody really crashed on the weekend, so I was really happy with that when I was flying. But I was going to put together a twister, just to venturize a twister for them, just to have another.
Very good. Good flying plane.
Yeah,
real nice.
Yeah.
You take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the show, Rusty, and good luck with your
Yeah, good luck with you, Rusty.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. Okay.
Good night.
See ya.
Yeah, called before with my mother's in hospital, and my father-in-law's in hospital today. Yeah, I should give them a call back as well. And when you age and stage where they're all getting old and things go wrong, and they end up in hospital.
Yeah.
And my mother's terminally ill, and
Who is?
My mother's terminally ill now, and my father's 87, and he's in pretty bad health. And then my father-in-law 83, and he got into hospital yesterday after a fall. So all of that stuff happens. So I can sympathise with Frank to a degree, because I lost my mother-in-law about a year ago now as well. They've all reached that stage where they're all getting off to meet their maker gradually.
Yeah, Dad was 87.
Yeah, it definitely happens when they get in their 80s. I know my mom passed away, I guess, almost maybe 5 years ago or less. And my dad passed away a while back, so they're all transitioned.
Yeah. You know, Dad just kind of faded away. He wasn't in any pain, just kind of left. He had lung cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's just it's sad. But you know, with my parents, because were in bad health toward the end, the last couple of years of their life, they get time to deal with their impending passing. You know,
That's what
when it's all of a sudden, don't have a chance to prepare for it. But but it's not easy. No doubt about it.
No, that's what it was with Dad. I prepared myself for what knew was going to happen.
Yeah, I suppose it's hard when it's a young couple. Like I had a cousin die about a month ago with a motorcycle crash, and you don't expect it. It's just out of the blue.
It's really hard when it's unexpected, when it happens all of a sudden. That's because you're going, oh man, I should have spent more time with them, or should have called. But when they're have a decline in health and they're still living, you gotta spend time with them and
say your goodbyes.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you appreciate the time you've got. It just makes you realise you're getting older. At least when you've got children, you can look at them and see them grow. They're being replaced at least. Their genetics carry on. That's what my father-in-law always says. He said, I won't live forever, but hopefully all my genetics will be passed on and will carry on through my children and my children's children and so forth. That's one way of looking at it. But,
absolutely. There's definitely some truth in that. My friends who were my family members, they say I look like my dad. I look like him. And so in some ways, that happens, Yeah.
Well, they give us a lot when they're here, and you get those memories when they're gone. But,
yeah. I brought Mom home to live with for a while.
Well, that's good.
So, she fell, and she's living in Ohio, and she fell, and she was on the floor for 12 hours before.
Oh man!
And she ended up having gallbladder almost burst on her. She had sepsis. She almost died in the hospital. So I'm lucky to have her right now.
Yes, you are. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I suppose they've all got special memories. My best memory with my mother was buying me my first controller model when I was 14. And a whole lot of that, yeah. I suppose it's support when they see you enjoy something like that, enjoying the control line flying, having that, passing on that enthusiasm by supporting you. It's quite.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I see that same thing with my wife and my son. That kind of relationship they have. That mother-son relationship. You see that, and it reminds me of how the relationship I have with my mom. I see how my son has a way with my wife. I mean, there's just I know she loves my other kids as well, but there's something special about a mother and daughter, just like maybe a father and daughter relationship too. Because I have those. Myself personally, my wife, she finds it interesting how my youngest one and myself relate.
Yeah. I suppose people have those characteristics that are more in common with one parent or the other. And yeah. they tend to bond more with one parent than the other. That's just, I suppose, it's a natural thing. It's the
Yeah.
way we're made up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Did I tell you, Gerald, how I'm not sure if he was there. Was you there Friday? Last
no, I
Friday?
missed Friday night. I missed Friday, sorry.
I did think so. So I don't remember me talking about how I had shaved 3/8 inch off the flaps on my Strega, and
Oh,
and
yeah,
how
I remember you talking about that, yeah.
and it turned a lot better. And then I called up this guy who's been helping me, Bob Wiley, and I told him I would like it's turning tighter. The round maneuvers are smaller. I want more. I'm just greedy. I want more. So then he suggested that I actually attached 3/16 the length of the elevators on the trailing edge. So I just taped them on, and I went to fly it, and I even got more corner. And so I'm just like really riding this wave of additional enthusiasm to see how much more I can get. I called him up and he said, well, go ahead and shave another 1/8 of an inch off the flaps and see how you like that. So it's just one report that really did make a tremendous difference. I haven't lost my stability. I'm flying level. It doesn't hunt, but when I turn, it's turning smaller maneuvers because, like I said last week, I was kind of penalized when I was competing because my maneuvers, my shapes are good. They're just big. So this is bringing my shapes down to a smaller size without me really having to change very much. So I'm kind of,
what's happening aerodynamically? I remember Windy used to say if the trailing edge was fatter than the flap, it helped it groove better. It was working in a sort of dead air. It only worked when you deflected it more.
Yeah.
So is that the main effect that you're getting there? Or is it the way this flap sits against the trailing edge when you deflect it more? Is it because it's recessed into the trailing edge, or so it's working like the trailing edge were recessed? I can't remember the term they use for the recessed trailing edge and the rounded leading edge, where the two work like a ball and socket joint.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's having a similar effect.
Well, I think what it is my flaps were so big that they was creating a lot of drag, and also it seemed, and I could be mistaken, but it just seemed like I had a little bit more flap movement to elevator. And it might have just been an illusion, but it seemed like I had more flap to elevator. And so by trimming down the flap, I'm actually lessening the effect of movement. And then by lengthening the width of the elevator, I'm actually essentially going to get more leverage or more, it's catching more wind, making the tail move more dramatically.
Yeah, giving it more authority.
Yeah, more authority. And I might eventually, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I might have, but I'm actually entertaining cutting off the top of the fuselage around the canopy, just around it, so I can get access to the flap horn and actually lengthen the flap horn so I can raise the push rod coming out of the bell crank so I can slow down the flaps a little bit compared to the elevator. So these are things I'm just kind of playing with. I don't have a contest possibly maybe until the end of January. So if I can get the plane there and myself to fly better, I'm hoping that it would be reflected in more first places.
Well, you've been doing well. You've progressed enormously since you really got into flying seriously a few years ago. You've done really well.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I'm able to practice a lot. I fly two, 3 times, sometimes 4 to 5 times a week. It all depends upon my life, what's going on. But I because I live in Southern California, so we really don't really have a building season down here. We can fly all year round. And so I'm kind of fortunate in that. And Strega is my best plane to date, and it's probably not nearly as good as the Thunder Gauge I hope to complete, soon. I got to get started soon, but hope to complete it soon.
Well, when you've got that enthusiasm, you've got to run with it and try and push the envelope a bit further, push the building a bit farther.
Exactly. Oh, absolutely. It's fun, to try new things, and I haven't gotten to the point where I've gone too far. I'm curious where the envelope is. So, yeah, I'm kind of it's kind of fascinating to look in the future and just wondering how much better you can make the plane, And so when I make whenever any change makes it a positive effect, it's just exciting.
Yeah, it's great that you can fly with people too that are really good at putting on a good pattern, a very good performance. We were fortunate when we flew on an older chap called Dave Wright, and he's flying an electric model now, and he put on 3 really patterns, so very, very good patterns, and you sort of feel a lot more enthusiasm. You watch his pattern, you look what he's doing. It was a lot better than just flying sport flying just for the hell of it. You're watching a guy, he's competing with himself, even though it was a contest on, he was competing with himself, he was really trying hard, and I recorded a couple of his videos, and you just thought, something to aim for. It's quite neat. But I think the boys do a lot better as well. I can watch him fly, and my wife said, I'll get out there to handle, and I'll put in the flight as well. And she doesn't always, she's feeling like she's really keen, and she'll often decline and say, you fly, let the boys fly, I can't be bothered doing it. But if there's somebody flying here that's doing a good job, I suppose, yeah, she felt to do a bit too. But
yeah,
it was nice that they could all fly one model, let them do everything they could, and it came in one piece, basically.
Yeah, that's always good. It comes up in one piece. That's all good. Yeah, I actually am pretty fortunate. There's one guy I fly with pretty regular. He's an expert pilot and a very good pilot at that. And so I get a chance to watch him fly, a really good pattern every time. So he kind of motivates me to do better. I can see like that last corner was, he didn't take a play off. Last corner was nice and crisp and high, at 4 or 5 feet where it should be. That's something that I know that I have to be very disciplined to remember to finish that last corner. And I would tend to come up a little bit higher, just because I don't have confidence in the plane, and myself. But I see his corner and it inspires me to go toward that. So yeah, I feel fortunate to go see someone else because I get lulled into the idea of me thinking that I'm all that and flying really good. Because if I see him fly, I see the disparity between how good he flies and how good I fly, and it just spurs me on to I need to get better.
Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate in that. I think that's great. If I didn't have that, I think I would be thinking I'm all that and go to a contest and get serious beat down.
Yeah. Well, that's the hard thing. It's what's hard if you fly only in a radio club where there's nobody else flying control line. I've had that in the past. I've belonged to clubs where the only people left, where me and my brother used to fly, and the club where all the control line flyers gradually left and gave up at one point or another. And then when we finally got to fly with other competent flyers, you realise, I'm pretty rusty and I'm pretty out of shape. But it's nice to be able to fly with somebody that's got a lot of experience and willing to pass on a few tips. And watching them fly on a windy day is a great thing too, because they really know how to sort of bend the rules to get them all through the pattern without looking silly, on a windy day. That really takes a lot of skill. If you're flying in 20 knot winds.
It definitely does. At that contest, when I was watching the guys fly in the wind, like if there's no wind there, I mean, it's amazing. They're still pulling out at 4 feet, and like wow, But there's also something to how well the plane is trimmed. Like on my elevator, I have raised the push rod up from where it was, which is along this length. And I don't want to go too much higher because then I'm going to start losing mechanical leverage, which is what you need when it's windy.
Yeah.
When it's windy, you need to have those long levers, like your flap horn, and your elevator horn. If you can have those things tall, that way you have a mechanical advantage. And even also having I try to also keep my leg spacing as wide as I possibly can on my handle spacing too, without being oversensitive. And because then you still will keep that mechanical advantage.
I suppose that's why they went from 3-inch bell cranks to 4-inch bell cranks and 4.5.
Exactly. Yeah. Wendy and his sweeper. That one. You ever heard about Wendy's sweeper?
Yeah.
He had a 6-inch bell crank.
It's massive. Yeah, it was a big plane.
Yeah, it was a big plane. It was the first 60. I think he said that plane was I forgot how. I think he said it was 120 ounces. I think he said it was. It was a big, heavy plane. Had a Super Tiger 60 in it. It was one of the first Super Tiger 60s in a stunt ship. That sweeper.
Yeah,
but
he built a very good sweeper. There's one of the original sweepers is hanging up in Brodak, I believe. It was on one of Sparky's videos. There's a picture. You can see the sweeper hanging in the Brodak workshop. But,
that's incredible. I took that video. That's the video. That's the footage I took.
Oh,
I did that tour.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun. I was just so.
Yeah, I bet it was a lot of fun. Looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was. I was there, and I'm going to walk to the restroom, and it just wasn't unusual for me to get stopped half a dozen times. People asking me where I'm from and this and that, and we're talking, and I go, "You're from California?" I go, and they go, "Do you drive out here?" I know, I flew out here, and are you competing? And I said, "Yeah," and it was just a lot of fun. And then after I leave the restroom, it was the same thing. I'm walking back to where I'm going, and interrupted is not the right word, but I get interrupted all the way back to that spot. It's like it was just fun. It's like a pool party, but it wasn't a pool. It was small airplanes, but that was the atmosphere.
Like a big
People
family.
were there to have fun. I mean, and which at a contest that's unusual. Because the last contest I went to, and it's just how it was. I was just so serious. I was very deliberate, very focused the whole time. And I believe people there to have fun. I was just there to compete, but not in an ugly fashion. But I was there to compete. But at Brodak, people who are competing there too. But it's a lot of fun. And there's so much going on. You can't see it all. You miss it. I didn't see any of the rat races, and I didn't see any of the combat. I mean, I saw the combat. There's 5 circles where I was at, and so there was one circle they had the other events going on. I could see them, but there was so much going on in front of me too, and you just can't see it all. But it was almost, I'd say, almost a time of my life, and it was wonderful. Still paying for it. But you know what? I have no regrets. It was supposed to be the last year. That was 2016, and so I talked to my wife and I said, "Hey, no, we really can't afford to do this, but this is going to be the last one, and this is the mecca of control line I want to go to before it's closed down." And that was on a case by case, year by year basis, but that was supposed to be the last one. So I went and I have all kind of pictures from it and videos, and it's a lot of fun. I met some wonderful people, some fun people too. It's amazing.
Well, I suppose it's a mix of going to see a factory, a hobby store, and a contest, and fun all in one. I suppose you've got so many elements there. I'd love to have gone, but it sounds like the sort of thing. If by the time me and the family are ready to travel, but maybe too late. But yeah, hopefully.
I hope not, because it's a lot of fun. Part of which is fun of it is that they actually there's class events. There's beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert for everything. There's if you have a classic event, they have all the classes for classic. There's a profile event. There's all the classes for profile. There's nostalgia. They have all the classes for nostalgia. So the odds of you competing and doing well is pretty high. Like when I ordinarily go to the other local contests, like when I compete in classic, for example, I'm competing against experts and beginners because it's an open event. And same thing is true with profile. It's an open event out here when I go to profile. The only thing is specialized is when I do the Pampa event, which is like advanced. Then I only compete against my peers. But there at Brodax, you would find your little niche, and if you was whatever you was, beginner, intermediate, advanced, you was going to compete against your own peers. And so I competed in 3 events there. I was there the whole week. It's a week-long event, and I competed in nostalgia, which I got second place in. That might have been my second or third event. Mind you, I wasn't flying my plane. It was a borrowed plane. My roommate, he drove there, and he was nice enough to let me use one of his planes. And so first time I flew his plane was on an official flight. That was really a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I just look back at it and I just have such fond memories. I will always appreciate that time going there. And if you can get there, Gerald, boy, that would be awesome. Like I said, there's classes for everything, and the people come there with an attitude to have fun. They come there to have fun. All contests I go there, I wouldn't say that's the attitude of most of the participants. And honestly, that's not necessarily my attitude when I go to a contest. But it's not mean or ugly, but I'm pretty serious. And so it's a departure for me to go out there and just have fun.
It's often we have a big nationals event once a year, and that's coming up in January, and we try to get along to that, but just the numbers aren't what they used to be in the past. We had really good turnouts for most of the events, but some events they have to cancel because of lack of entries. And last time we had our event in Auckland for Stunt, I flew in the F2B, or we have a F2B stunt, the advanced stunt. I flew the sportsman stunt. I flew the classic. I was going first in classic, but that was just because there were so few entries. Yeah, but that was down to low entries more than anything. But it was still nice to get back there and compete again, because I hadn't competed in stunt for years and years, and just show I can still do a pattern and I can still pull out a model and fly. But yeah, quite go down and try in the nationals again and try and do some flying there. And if I can get the boys up to the point where they can fly in the basic sort of beginner event, then that would be good as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I love contests. I really do. I was, I fly often. Like I said, I can't replicate the focus that I have at a contest, and so that focus is so unique to competing that I just it's the only time I can feel that intense focus is that when I'm doing an official flight. I try to practice like an official flight. I find that I will like in football they say don't take a play off. You leave it out on the field. You probably you read the same for.
Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, see, and out here in the United States, when I play football, one expression is to, don't take a down off. In other words, you stay focused 100% of the time. Do not take a down off. And with that expression, when I'm practicing, I find that I will have lapses in my concentration when I'm practicing. And my best attempt to focus and be precise and be deliberate at practice is so hard to do that. But at contest, during the official flight, I still make mistakes, but it's a mistake under being very deliberate and very focused. I just love that experience. And unfortunately, that only happens at a contest. So that's kind of what motivates me to go to contests, is because I love that competition. I love trying to win, and I love also the focus. Just maybe it's all in my head, but it seems to me like I have a super focus at a contest in a official fight.
Well, it all comes together. All your experience comes together, and you have to have a sort of contest composure. And you see the judges sitting there, everybody's taking it seriously, and you're there for a reason. It's very different, like you say, to flying casual with friends for fun. It's a very different experience.
Yeah.
And very nerve-wracking, but at the same time, if you've done it a few times, you know the drill, you know what you have to do, and you just try and not let anybody down, I suppose, let alone yourself. You want to make sure you do what's supposed to be there. You put on your performance, you put on your act, and that's very much like going on stage.
It is basically a presentation. The judges, they're human. I'm not saying you have to wear a suit and tie, but you want to look professional. You want to be prepared. When they call you, you want to be able to get to your circle right away and get your plane is fueled up ready. And by the rules, you can fuel your plane. But
I when I'm at the event, I watch. I'm always prepared. I'm ready. I watch, and there's some guys that don't pay attention, and they're like, "Why are you doing this? This should already been done before you even came to the event." Are you ready?
I know.
There's some guys that aren't even prepared.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They get up there the first time, say, "Well, I haven't ran this engine, for a couple months." Why didn't you start an hour before we even started?
I know, absolutely.
Why did you come the day before and practice?
Yeah. I watched Paul Walker and Dave Fitzgerald and Howard Rush, and I know there's some other people I'm not mentioning, but I've seen these guys not at the Nationals, but at the Golden State Stunt Championship, and they're practicing their butt off before even the official flights. They're practicing. It's just constantly, it's amazing. So they're prepared, and like Thomas is saying, when you're watching the 2 or 3 that are ahead of you, and then when they come off the circle, you're ready to go on. You already got stuff for you, and you walk out there, and you're already all squared away. The tank has fuel in it. I just turn the prop over, get a bump, and signal the judge, and crap. Hopefully, it's a single flip chart. It just makes an impression. You don't get any extra points. It just looks like you're prepared. It looks like you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah. But it comes with a lot of practice, like you say, and experience. And I know when I started flying Stunt, I was careful for coming along with an unprepared model. But you learn from don't go along with a new model. Go along with one that's well prepared and ready for the end. You gradually learn. When I first started flying Stunt, I was still being a teenager, I think, and you don't really have the same focus you have as when you're an old person.
Oh yeah.
You can see that. You can see those people that are well versed and are very experienced at shows. They know their stuff. They know how to work on the day, and how to get it all coming together. But they cut you a lot of slack when you're a newcomer anyway. That's one thing I found.
That's why I started in beginner, even though I probably was overqualified for beginner, but I competed in beginner, I think 2 or 3 years ago, just so I can get the rhythm and all the etiquette and all the things that you need to do, you know, and also the nerves, because it's still nerve wracking when you know that you're being watched by 2 or 3 judges, and it's nerve wracking. So, and now it's not so much nerve wracking now. I think I was looking at I think I've been in now, which isn't a lot, but I think I've competed in like 15 contests now over the years, I think, and maybe a little bit more than that, but not much more than that. And I remember my first contest, how my knees were shaking and I was nervous all get out, you know, and having lapses where I take off and I'm like, oh, okay, you got to do the wing over, and reverse wing over, and then you got to remember, oh yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I remember one contest I forgot to do the hourglass, you know, and I'm going to land the plane and landing, and this guy comes over to me and goes, you forgot the hourglass. I was just like, wow, how did I forget that? You know. And,
I got that last at this year's Nats, that on the second flight, man, I did the most perfect inside loop I ever done in my life, and I'm so excited that instead of coming out on the top inverted, I just started going around. And I was like halfway around, and I realized, where am I?
yeah, exactly.
Where am I?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I ended up crashing.
You're trying to figure out where am I.
Yeah, but hey, I got third last year with just one flight.
You know what? I wish I could say that.
I'm beginner, you know. I'm not no advanced or no expert by far, but I sure have.
I hate that word beginner. We should have a new name because it's so ridiculous to call somebody to do all those maneuvers a beginner.
Yeah.
You know, you get third place and you tell someone you're a beginner, and the connotation of beginner sounds like someone doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. Because
do all that and you call it beginner. I hated that.
I'll be with a bunch of guys, you know, and we've been talking for a while, and then someone asks me, say, yeah, where do you fly? And I say, I fly beginner. And they all look at me and go, oh.
Give me the old snake eye.
Yeah, I know, and it's like I'm not part of the conversation no more.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what motivated me to get to intermediate too, though. You know.
But you know, I don't care because I'm not a guy like that, you know. But when I go through my my levels and I get to be advanced, you know, I'm talking and beginner's talking. I'm not gonna, you know.
Yeah, I don't do that either. Because I know that word beginner is the wrong word. I don't know what it should be. But
I try to speak out as a beginner because when you first get into this, you don't have that. You know, there's a lot of things that you need. There's a lot of money that you got to spend, right? Mm-hmm. Now, all these guys in advanced and expert, you know, they got these $300 paint jobs. I'm sorry, dude, but being a beginner, I'm not going to spend $300 on a plane that I'm going to crash.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I've got my own little device, my own little paint recipe. And you know how much it cost me? It cost me $2 to paint my whole plane.
Wow.
Now, if I count the, you know, I use 3 coats of balsa, you know, to seal my balsa, 3 coats of dope, and then I use 3 coats of dope after my coverings are on, you know, and then I get to my color and my masking, and all that's $2. But if I add all the dope and the paint, it's $11.
Really?
And I'm done. Yeah.
Where do you go back for $11?
I'm talking, I get a whole gallon of it. But I'm talking for one airplane, how much I use out of that dope. You know, counting the 6 coats of dope, right?
Right.
And the color.
Yeah, get the gallon.
I have a guy give me a whole gallon of off dope gallon, but it's non-tonic.
Right.
So I use that to seal my balsa.
Yeah, perfect.
And I also use it to lock down my acrylic, my paint.
Yeah, it's very sensible.
If you put, after you get done spraying it and you mask off and you lift your masking, the paint comes off the surface.
Right.
It don't have that water-based acrylic just doesn't have enough power to bite into the surface. So after I paint, then I use the non-tonic clear dope and I spray it 70% thinner,
right.
30% dope, and it goes right over that, and it dries, and then once it dries, you take tape and put it all day long and lift it, and it won't lift the surface.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I know it ain't proper, but it's fuel proof. Like I said, it's cheap for me, so I can build airplanes and concentrate on learning how to fly. I can build a good airplane, dude.
Oh,
I can build perfect airplane, but it's just the flying ability, you know, and the finishing, you know. So I don't want to take my airplane out there. I don't want to I don't want to be embarrassed by it. Hey guys, you know, there's pink airplane with neon green or some weird color on it, you know, with polka dots.
Right.
Or you know, something that a toddler at preschool did, you know. I mean, I like it. So these beginners, you know, that I've been talking to the last couple of years, you know, it's kind of nice to pass on these little things, so it's not so expensive for someone to get into it. You can actually build it, you know, and you got to have money for that, you know, with all the hardware and stuff that you need. That I think it's really to get people into control line. I think as cheaply as you can make for them, and easy, the better. I would think that they would like.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're actually getting out of the nether anyway because the motors are so cheap because of the electric thing that's pushed the prices of motors down. And places like Rodex and ICM and a whole host still making kits. We've got a lot of kits better than we've ever had, really. I think it's become easier, but it's finding the people that are willing to give it a go. That seems the hard part now. It's finding the modelers more than getting the gear. Gear's all available on eBay or the different hobby shops. But specifically, we seem to get is getting people interested that want to stick with it. And we always just seem to recycle old models. We don't really seem to get much interest in young people. So,
yeah, I mean, I go out to junior high school, middle school, 7th, 8th graders, you know, and I've got kids also out there, you know, for 5th grade, and I don't have any of them coming over there watching me at all while I fly. Just I don't know why. I mean, there's around here, man. You show them an airplane, and they go at first they go, wow, and then you say, yeah, you built it, and they're like, ah. It's like what they want is something already. Here you go.
Yeah.
Go fly.
Yeah, I like that.
So then you get the R's, right?
Right.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, that's all ready to fail. That's what R stands for, right?
That's a good one.
I mean, every time I was flying my buddy's ARF, you know, I have an Oriental kit, and I look through the kit, and it's got a built-up fuselage, like the wing and the kit, but I just like the way it's built, manufactured, all remanufactured the way I want it. But I wanted to fly one. He had one. He goes, here, fly this one. See how you like the Oriental. I was like, okay. He's an ARF, but, you know, I could build one a lot lighter. And I'm sitting there, I didn't fly it. You know, and I'm like, well, you know, it was nose heavy. You know, it needed to be trimmed. But I was like, yeah, I kind of like it. About that time, I went to do a loop, and I stayed in the loop. The down line busted. Pulled right out of the bell crank. So I'm just, you know, and I'm trying to, I'm slowing down, and I'm trying to bend in my knees and getting it close to the ground. So right when it comes, it kind of just skipped.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I had the right idea, but it skipped a little too hard, and the motor mount was 4 feet behind the plane as it comes skidded in. But I'm like, yeah, all these, like the RC guys. What was it? September. You know, it's an hour drive for me north, the Quad Cities, and I know these guys. You know, a couple of them in the club, and they said, "Hey, why don't you come up to our event? You know, we really would like to see control line." I said, "Okay." Well, I had a couple guys going to come with me. Well, they at the last minute, some come up. You know how life gets you.
Yeah, sure.
They couldn't make it, so I said, "Well, I go myself." You know.
There you go. Good.
So I went by myself, and all these guys, and I had I had these things that I use for building tools and different products that I kind of put out on a table and display to show them what is inside a control line airplane.
Oh,
None of them ever knew that was sophisticated. They was like, "You got lead out adjustments? What do they do?" Oh, yeah. Well, you got your flaps are adjustable? Yeah. You got a weight box over in the tip? Yeah. You got adjustable elevators? Yeah. Well, you know, what kind of rudder is that? Well, that's called an Al-Rabi rudder. You know, it only turns right when I go up. When you go down, the rudder stays level. Well, how in the hell does that work? You know, and all these guys, you know, are like, "You build these or these ARFs?" And I said, no, these are, this one here, scratch built. This one here's a kit. We put them together and cover them and finish the whole thing. Oh, I walk over and see their airplanes, and they're like, wow, man. They're just flawless. And I'm like, wow, how long did it take to build that? He goes, I don't know. I just bought it that way. I said, you didn't build it? No, I can't build a crap. I just buy them and fly them.
Right, yeah.
And this guy had this jet, dude. No shit. This is no kidding. I saw a $30,000 airplane. $30,000 airplane at this event here.
Wow.
And I mean, it was a jet. It was almost big enough to where you could get in it. And it was a high speed jet. And it was modern looking. And the nose of this jet was so long and so pointed that I was afraid to get close to it because I was afraid I'd get stabbed. I mean, it was the most beautiful airplane I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Very sophisticated. It was all complete fiberglass. It was all complete molded fuselage, molded wings, everything. Had a real turbine jet in it. I mean, inside the fuselage was filled with tanks and contraptions and wire. And I was just like, oh, my land of living. Can you imagine $30,000?
No, I can't imagine that.
Oh, the guy had a nice get up, man. He had this Winnebago that was, it had rooms coming off of it. It was a charter bus size.
Right.
But it was. It had a big old fancy trailer. Yep.
Yeah, definitely have. Great, Joe.
It's just become a different hobby for different people, I suppose. And I see that some people, because I don't have the time, I fully understand the number of people in our club that fly us, and even when here will buy them all, effectively enough as well. So there's some people, and you've got people with huge budgets that just want to show their ability to buy or make something that is well beyond what I ever dream of doing. But they're having fun, they enjoy doing it. I can't really see a problem. But it has become very fragmented. You've got people that want to enter the hobby that see it as just too difficult because of the extreme complexity of it. But it does broken us up. But I think when you look at something like a vintage controller model, like a ringmaster or a shoestring or something, it's celebrating the simplicity, and it's something that we can all enjoy and appreciate. And a simple nobler, it's whether it's something you made yourself or it's something that you bought as a ready-made model, you can still appreciate what it's like when you fly it anyway. So I suppose there's something for every person. Personally, like making my own models, if I've got the time, I prefer to, but I still fly some models made by friends, and they pass them on to me, and it's always quite nice to think, I've done that. I've bought lots of fly RC models in the past, but I think they're more traction than anything. I've really taken away the RC flying.
This guy was that. I mean, he didn't baby that thing. That guy was really super good at flying remote control jets. Let me tell you this.
Oh, good.
He had. I mean, he was. You could tell he was nothing but business. He was,
$30,000 on something. You are.
and he had other jets there, but they was all immaculate. Another guy had a GD there. That was a really nice one. And our remote control, and it was quarter scale. It was huge, and he ended up. He's had some problems with it. Sometimes it gets squirrely on him, on coming in for a landing for some reason. He was trying to figure it out. Well, it got squirrely on him, and when he came in for landing, it was like it was doing fishtailing like this, and it tore the landing gear completely off of it. And,
which was really hard to fly anyway.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said any GB goes, quarter scale like this big one, it's pretty hairy. The wing is so short. You got a big old fat round fuselage. And you got this curvy tail in the back. It was a nice looking plane, but man, it was fast too. And he had a gas motor on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big. I bet it props.
24.
I'd say at least, I don't know what scale, 18-inch, maybe 16-inch prop, and even longer.
Bigger than that for a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a nice test there where I was at. Nice airplanes. But Jersey guys, I figured I'd have a lot of problems. You know what I mean? But just about every one of them was just interested in hell on that control line.
Yeah. Yeah, most RC guys, when they see me flying, they just cannot believe how low I am. They're not used to being that close to the deck. We're flying 4 to 6 feet off the deck. Our pullouts are at 4 to 6 feet.
Well, my bottoms are around 6 feet. I'm not down yet, but I'm getting there.
I'm getting there too. I still need to get mine down too, Tom. I'm not all there. I really don't let me get the impression that I'm totally all that in the bag of chips. I'm not, but I'm striving to get there. But they still impressed at how low we fly, because RC guys, I can't speak to know so little about it, but their bottoms are much higher than ours, right?
Yeah. A few mistakes away, aren't they?
This one guy goes, well, how fun are these things? Don't you just fly in a circle, don't you? I'm like, well, hang on a minute. You want to see? Sure. So I started it up, and I had my stooge. Went out there, and I started. I'm beginner, so it's only beginner of it. The beginner pattern. And
right.
I get done flying. He's like, wow, I didn't know control I could go. I thought I could go in a circle. I said, no. I said, I'm a beginner. I said, the intermediate and advanced and expert guys, they fly twice as many maneuvers. I said, they fly a 4-leaf clover. The guy said, a 4-leaf clover. I said, yeah. I said,
yeah, they are. I remember some RC guys, I get plane inverted.
Yeah. Well, how do you get your airplane inverted without using ailerons or rudder? You got the elevator, don't you?
Yeah. They just they fly throughout the strings. I don't know how you strings as a kid.
They don't. I think it's because it's become a very different hobby to every air modeler. And it's the drone thing, the drone racing. I'll never do it, but I can see why people enjoy it. There's so many different aspects now of modeling.
these people, this event is an event for cancer for kids, and there was about 3,000 people that attended to it. I thought that's the biggest one I've ever been at.
Yeah.
For remote control, and I think they raised 30 grand or 20 grand or something like that for money. But yeah, they said, hey, he goes, why don't you come in next year? And I said, well, yeah, if you guys will have me. He goes, yeah, that was great. He goes, you need to bring some more of your flying control line buddies.
Yeah.
I said, well, they was coming because two of them can fly the whole pattern.
Right.
And to me, that's where I want to really see. I mainly just wanted to stay underneath my canopy and tell people how to build them, show all the techniques. Like my other buddy, he should have been out there flying the full pattern. And I would explain that to people as he was flying. That's what I wanted to do, but he come up, he could make it. But there's ways next year.
Yeah, that's great exposure. I didn't know you flew in front of 3,000 people. That's fantastic. One thing my experience has been with onlookers, they can't distinguish one maneuver from another. It almost all looks like loops to them. So even if you can't do the full pattern, they're so in awe and thrilled with what you're doing.
The beginner pattern is, you do an inside loop that's distinctly, you can see that, in a horizontal way. And up above your head, they really couldn't tell. And then that was it. You go to the full maneuver for, intermediate, advanced, or expert. That's a lot of maneuvers you're doing. A lot of people can't keep track of it.
Right. They get lost. It all looks like rounds to them. They can't tell. That's been my experience. I mean, I've flown in people it's all impressive to me, Charles, but it all looks the same. But I mean, they just can't differentiate all the maneuvers,
Yep.
I mean, we'll probably do the same if you're looking at them going through an RC pattern. You seem to look at it all. The same too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have
guys who are real particular and recognize all the maneuvers.
Yeah,
I have
really quite appreciate it.
that I called after, and I got that Byron Parker engine on there, that Hemi 46, and that 46 runs great with a tongue muffler, so it's loud. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I get there at the event, at the RC event, and I set up, and it's about 7:30 in the morning, right? And everyone and the RC guys, they just get in there, getting set up too, and they're pulling out their electrics and kind of. I started that thing up at 7:30, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right. Everybody stopped what they were doing and come over and circled around me like, what the hell is that noise down there, Yeah. That was a long way from, you know what I mean? Because I'm flying in a circle, I want to be safe. And I get done, and I kind of walk down about 9 o'clock, a couple hours later. They're like, are you the one making all that noise down there? Yeah. I don't know. It's distinctly different from an RC engine flying and a control line engine flying. It could be the same, but it's different sound.
Yeah.
I think these are
it's just going in a circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unique sound.
What's going on down there, that's for sure.
Well, it appeals a bit like the old bikes, an old Harley, that old Big Twin sound has a universal appeal, and I think some of our old control line models are a bit like that. They're fixed up like and they cross over with custom cars, a nice stunt model, a nice finish. I think you can comparison there, and you sometimes pick up the same sort of people that are interested in custom cars or hot rods. And
that's like with a good running Fox engine. Someone that's got a good running old Fox engine, boy, I tell you, that gets me every time. That takes me. That's all we had when we were kids. We had Foxes, we had Vicos, and K&Ds. That's the only motors that I knew of that we had when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to go. I'm getting right here.
I glued all this together. I got me a wing now. I'm going to let I don't know. It just seems like a CA. It goes off quick, but if you let her set for a little while, it even gets harder, don't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe it does. Maybe it's just in my head.
Well, I'll bid you all good night and catch you around next time. Thanks.
We getting off?
Yeah, no,
Next is, I think I'll get my bell crank in. I'm going to take and hollow out every one of these ribs. I got my landing gear blocks already cut. Now this Hurricane, the Hurricane that I fly in, the landing gear is really, really bad. So this was the first one I built. It was already built and it was given to me.
Okay.
And me down. So now I know what's inside of this thing. Okay. I don't like the way it's built, but I'm doing the best I can there.
Yeah.
I like to use kind of either like a Lincoln log, or I like to use You know, I've got rods that go through the whole length of the beam.
Right.
You know, the ribs.
Right.
But here, this is tapered. You're talking right here in the middle, from the bottom of the bottom spar, the top spar, it's 1.7.
Okay.
Now you go over here to the tip, and it's 1.3.
All right. Yeah.
Tapers.
Right. Follow you.
Right. I didn't know that. So laying it on a flat table, I got a spar. I got a piece of scrap balsa that I cut. So the taper is, in the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you build it flat on the table, your wing would end up like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
and I was reading the instructions about it, and it really don't say what to do.
Oh, wow.
So there's one part of the instruction where it says, just take a scrap piece like this and glue it here and get it in line. I'm like, well, that don't clean shit.
Or who makes
Yeah.
it?
Brodak. But anyway, I'm building up. I've got a caprice wing that I'm going to put on a full build fuselage.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. But I
have a Pathfinder arc, and I'm going to build a full fuselage for that. The Pathfinder is a profile, but I'm going to take all the components out of an arc and put a new belt crank in so I can get appearance points, and I'm going to build a fuselage. And it's an arc, so it's not covered, so I'm going to finish on get appearance points. But I figure I can get that together in short order doing that. So that's why I'm going to do that instead of my Thunder Gauger, which I'm doing next. I'm going to go around that and do this Pathfinder job. That's what this pattern behind me. This big sheet of paper is just for built-up Pathfinder using the Pathfinder arc pieces or arc pieces. What's your hand?
I'm on this thing. It's an 1/8 piece Volta, and this is a wingtip.
Right.
I'm going with a solid block.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shape it like this.
Yeah.
And then I get it out.
Right.
And these plans here don't have any lead out adjusts at all.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You just build on plans and you put the exits tubing and you glue it to this, and that's it.
Yeah. Let's do it back in the day.
Yep. Yeah. Well, the Hurricane that was given to me, it's like that. It don't have any adjust lead out in it, but I'm putting adjust in it.
Oh, good. You need that.
Yeah. And leading edge, I've already got bucks made with sheeting around buck. Yeah. I mean, to me, I just think that's a no-brainer to keep everything copacetic and keep everything straight.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I do all my sanding on the buck.
Yeah.
When I'm done sanding, it's ready for paint. So
Very
I
good.
do it on. I don't touch it again. I never sand sheeting.
Good idea.
Yeah, I made a mistake and did that once.
You know why you don't get that starving horse syndrome?
Well, you get this crap in it.
Yeah, starving horse syndrome.
What is it?
Starving horse. Starving horse.
Never heard of that.
Yes, when you have that. Yeah.
Really?
Even like on the fuselage, if you sand it too much, you get that starving horse look.
It's like a washboard.
Yeah, watching on a track.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, so you're right in sanding it on the bucks, and then no more sanding after that.
Yeah, but I mean, people say, well, your piece is on. How do you, I just make sure my joints are good joints. If I see a balsa wood and a 16th of balsa wood and I glue it together and one side higher than the other, there's a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
So I never have. I don't have that crap.
Yeah.
It's just like, I agree with you. He says you build these things as precision as you get. Precision is key. Because everything fits so good that, it looks like you're a master craftsman. No, my only fourth airplane. It's just, the key is, to me, is how accurate you can get it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're going to use less glue. If you don't have a big space to fill, you're going to be using less glue. And that's going to end up being a lighter model.
Yep. That's like my new table. This is my first build on my new table. I love it. Yeah, it's
What's
a big, 42 inches long, 42 inches wide, and it's 5/8 thick glass.
Really?
And it's really heavy. And it took me and another guy 2 hours to move it about 25 feet.
Very good. How much did that glass cost you?
I got it free.
How'd you do that?
It was leaning up against the guy's shed out in his backyard. Been sitting out there on the end, on edge for 2 years. And it was off of a real fancy, expensive office desk.
Wow, man, did you score?
Yeah, I know, right? And he says, I just didn't know what to do with it. It was so heavy, I couldn't carry it to, And he said, I didn't want to bust it because, see, it's tempered glass. So if you drop anything on it or drop it or something, it's just going to shatter into a million pieces, you know?
Man, you scored, Tom. That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. You want to see what the edge looks like?
Yeah,
An edge like this.
ooh, buddy, look at that.
There's the edge.
Very interesting.
See the step right here? Right there, step.
Are there 2 steps or?
Yeah. These steps are about 3/16 thick and straight as an arrow with a straight edge.
Very nice.
Down here in the corner. Let's see here.
Very nice.
See, the corner is kind of rounded.
Yeah, I see that bullnose. Yeah.
So it's a hell of a deal.
Shoots, yeah.
Like I said,
That table was just waiting for you, man.
oh, I know, right? It had my name all over it.
It was too big and heavy for anybody else, so it was waiting.
Well, I got a buddy of mine. I said, hey, dude, you help me pick something up from a yard, and we've got to go about 50, 60 feet to the truck. Sure, I'll help you. All right. Dude, we stopped 5 times before we got to the truck.
And then you 2 times lifted into the truck.
Mm-hmm. And the thing of it is, you know what I found? I forgot to get some gloves because even, carrying it on, you don't carry it flat. You carry it on edge.
Sure.
It's so heavy that it started cutting into your hands.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I've carried lesser size and thick glass, and I know how heavy those were. So I can imagine what 5/8 thick glass
Yeah,
is like.
this thing is every bit of 200 pounds.
I mean, that is sweet.
I took a string, went from corner to corner, had it on exactly a 3/4 inch block, and I measured all the way down on my X, and I had to lift one corner a 1/16 of an inch.
Wow.
So it's perfectly flat. Then you put the level on, and I will completely level every direction.
It's awesome, man.
And it don't move. So
Yeah,
I walk all the way around it. I have such a little room here but because it's 42 inches wide and 72 long, my wing can only be 8 to 50 long. I have a wing over here, but at the end of the table, this way, you build a 36-inch fuselage.
yeah, you got to go out there. That is great.
So you set up, a jig and, set on the end of the table. But I'm still getting used to it because before on my old table, I had jigs that I was able to just screw right down,
Right.
with 3-inch torque screws right down the table, I can't do it now.
No, but you can glue them.
Right.
Just glue them. That's what Wendy did, on his videos. He would glue his wing jig right on his glass table.
The other jigs I got are 1-bys that I cut myself and made. I don't know if they'll work, but that's okay.
Yeah, you can drop the CA, and when you get done, just break free, and then just use a scraper and scrape off the CA, and you're flat and clean again.
Well, I'm going to try something different. I want to do a P-40 Warhawk, but I want the fuselage to look scale, the shape of it, everything. So I've already got it. I've got a file started. I have heads that I'm going to take and I'm going to do a clamshell build.
Oh, that'd be cool. So the fuselage would be 2 clamshells. Very good.
Yeah, and I can do different ways. I can do it top to bottom, or I can do it top to top. Inboard side, outboard side, glue it. And I think I do top to bottom because the reason being is I want to do the bottom first and then sling it, and then do the top and set the top on.
Okay. I've only seen clamshell fuselage done side to side, like when Al Raby builds his plane. That's how he does it, side to side.
Well, there's a guy, Chris Cox. I don't know if you know him.
I know Chris Cox.
He's a hell of a flyer. He got a hold of Kaz Manano's Bearcat. He got a hold of Kaz. He got the plan running. That's what he's building right now.
Oh, very cool.
And that's how he's doing his.
Yeah, Chris Cox and I both show guys. So Chris, I'm at the One Day Stunt Championship, and him and my wife celebrated her birthday at the Editas. So if you can imagine taking your wife for her birthday to a class, how that goes over.
What are you doing, Frank? You guys there?
No, it's a Gizmo geezer prop. It freewheels.
A geezer.
Yeah, matches me.
Me and my fine buddy and my coach, we call it, we call ourselves old geezers.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah, for good reason.
Well, you guys, it's I know it's not for me. I know it's not for you guys. It's 9:50 out here.
That's not, I got 11:50.
First, I'm tired. I'm gonna finish this fuselage and I'm going to bed.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I've got. Oh yeah, I was looking really well. I was all caught up, and now I can't believe I put my jack. I can't believe I ruined my radiator and my AC condenser with my jack.
I know, man. That's
And you know
more
what?
frustrating is when you do something like that. When it's your fault. That is so frustrating.
Yeah.
But it can be fixed. It's not just take some coin.
You learn a lesson.
No, I've been in a mechanics business for 40 years now, and I've had accounts for a lot of years. And brand new, this is a brand new radiator. I pay my cost is $57.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and the AC condenser $10. But the cooling fans, $89.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. There two. It comes in an assembly. There's two of them. Yeah, busted that too. Just punch that.
Yeah, I decided
Well,
20.
$200, and I'm leaving it. I'm not gonna be able to do anything after Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. That's that.
You know,
That time.
I've got the battery. I've got the battery here. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it. You know, it really kind of sucks though because I love that car. The Pontiac G6 2007, and it's great gas mileage. I love driving it. You know, it's a little sport thing. And now I'm down to I got like a Dodge Bighorn V8 in it, Hemi, and yeah, it's 4-wheel drive. You know, it sucks the gas. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's a lot of truck.
Yeah, 2011. No.
A lot of truck. I mean, it sucks to make a mistake like that. You know, you just beat yourself up.
Yeah, as the car fell down, it just all you heard was crunching.
Oh man.
I'm crunching, and I'm looking, and I mean, antifreeze going all over, and then the AC condenser, it's just nothing but a white gas that's just going, whoosh, that's going out, coming out from all over the place. All the workers on the job site, they're all looking, wondering, what the hell?
Quite loud.
And I'm like, I'm stuck here, I can't get home.
Oh damn. How'd you get home?
I had to wait until it went up until he was done with work. I was supposed to be home about 11 o'clock today. I didn't get home until about 3.
Oh man. Yeah, what a day. I mean, oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I just made a mistake today, and I was just like getting on myself and on my case, and I was like, Charles, we all make mistakes. Just try to like it doesn't happen. Just don't let it change your attitude. You know, don't let rob you of your joy. You know.
I get mad.
I mean, at least I didn't have one guy, make fun of me or say, boy, that was pretty stupid. You know, if someone had said something like that, it probably would have been a bad deal.
You probably would have been busting your tool there. You always can grab your biggest wrench and put it down.
That's right. I got a pair of long nose needle nose pliers. Hell, they're about like that long.
Yeah, and I have a same pair. I got mine at Harbor Freight. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, them some bitches, you can throw them just like a star, a ninja star.
Yeah, I have a real nice half-inch extension, about that long. So that's pretty heavy. Yeah.
I'll be walking through the shop.
Anyway, I've ever seen.
I'll be walking through the shop, and as I'm walking, and if I have a screwdriver in my hand, I turn the screwdriver around, and I throw it to the concrete floor, hand first, and it bounces back up, and I catch it, and I keep doing it as I'm walking. And it bounces back up. It looks like I'm dribbling a basketball, but it's my screwdriver.
Wow. You should do it. I've never seen that before. That's pretty.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. I have it that I got into for some reason. I don't know. As a kid, now I just do it just like I'm bouncing a basketball.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen that before.
Sometimes if you don't do it just and you get it wrong, well, you get it in the nads or face or something.
Yeah, with the leg, that doesn't sound too comfortable. I actually think out of it.
Yeah. Like I used to my friends, I used to work on their vehicles, and they always do some practical joke or kid me or something. When I work on a vehicle, what I do is I take a little wire and I take them Scotch locks, and I'll take that wire and Scotch lock on the horn, and then I put the other one on the right side of the lights, so when they turn the brights on, their horn honks. Yeah, that horn won't go off unless you get the brights off.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a good joker.
One of my friends scared me though because he said, "Yeah," he goes, because I hadn't seen him for a while, and he was telling me, I had to do this, and I was like, so I said, "How's your car running?" And he goes, "Oh, well, you got the car no more." I said, "No, wife got an accident, and pulled the car out."
Oh wow!
I said, "Oh my God, when did this happen?" And he goes, "Oh, about a week ago." So she got down, she hit her bright lights, and the horn honked, it scared her, and she ended up in the wreck. I felt so bad.
I bet you did.
I was like, "Oh my God, I'm just kidding you."
Okay.
That's what I said. So I'm like, "Wow, maybe not anymore."
That makes sense.
Yeah, it scared me because I thought he was so bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, so he got me back.
He did. So.
A lot worse, I think.
Yes, he did. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But he was pretty young. He couldn't figure it out.
You guys mind if we shut this thing down? You guys to stay on.
Well, I think I'm gonna shut down. I'm out of tea.
I think one more stick on, I'm done.
All right. Well, nice seeing you again, Frank, and nice seeing you again, Tom.
Yep. I'm not a stranger like I have been, but
yeah, please show up. I love having you talk to you.
Yeah, I tell you, life gets so busy with me sometimes that.
Oh, trust me, I understand that.
And I get on, and like I want to be building. I want to be doing something. That's what it's for.
I would love to get you and Frank doing building. I just watching you guys building. Man, I wish I was getting something done.
I love doing balsa.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you later, guys.
All right, man. Take care, Frank. Take care.
Yep. Well, I guess what do you do? Exit off this thing. There ain't nothing to sign out on, is there?
X is the spot. X is leave.
Oh, there's a button down here that says leave.
Yes.
Okay. Later, dude.
All right, catch you later, man. Thanks for showing up.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye. I think that is everybody, and thank you for watching. I don't think you even watched but if you are by some way, thank you for your attendance, and have a good night. Bye.